Okay, we have this metaphor that we use that goes like this. Well, you made your own bed. Now you have to lie in it, right? So, uh, let's say, for example, there's going to use a couple situation again. So one of the partners cheats on the other one, right? So uh, let's just say I'm just going to say, okay, the guy cheated on the girl, right? And so she breaks up with him, and but he really loved her. Later, he's talking to his friend, right? And he says, "Oh man, now you know, I lost my my only true love, you know, and don't you? You seem like you don't even, why don't you go drinking with me, right? And you seem like you don't even feel sorry for me." And the other guy says, "Well, okay, listen, you made your own bed, right? Something like that." Uh, or let's say the guy calls his ex, right? And he says, "Oh, I'm just so lonely without you. I miss you so much." And she says, "Well, sorry, but you made your own bed." Means your actions caused you to be in the situation you're in. Okay, um, and it could be for anything. So, uh, could be a country, right? Uh, so if a country takes some kind of action, starts a war, right? Then they ended up losing the war. Then they made their own bed because they caused their own problems, right? So uh, let's take a look here. What we got? Okay, if you say someone has made their bed and must lie in, so you made your own bed, you must lie in it. You mean that since that, yeah, I always can't get the. You mean that since they have chosen to do a particular thing, they must now accept the unpleasant results of their actions. Okay, so it's often said, okay, you made your own bed, now lie in it. Okay, so um, okay, just for example, this guy was a former FBI agent, and he retired, and then somehow he went over to Iran to do something. I think spy or something, and maybe he got hired by the CIA. I can't remember what exactly happened, but he got captured, and then you know he was. There were various photos of him, uh, saying "Help me," right? Wanted the government to help him, uh, and I guess I don't know really what happened in the end. Uh, I didn't read the whole story, but this is actually obviously he didn't write this, right? Because this says why you cannot help me. That's not a native speaker. A native speaker didn't write that. Anyway, the point is that some people might say, "Oh well, the government should help him and pay the ransom." Maybe they were asking for money. I don't know. I don't know. But other people would say, "Hey, listen, he made his own bed," which means he's the one that took the big risk to go over there. So this guy wrote a book about this guy, and he's going to say exactly that.
Gator. And so he was willing to take a risk that I certainly would have never taken, where most people would have never dreamed of taking. But he decided to take that risk. So yes, in that sense, he did make his own bed, but risk. So yes, in that sense, he did make his own bed.
Means he put himself in that situation. So if he got caught or killed, then that's it. That's his fault, right? So another situation was this guy here, Kenji Goto, and I think he was actually. Uh, I think it was arranged that he could actually be released. But there was another guy named Haruna that was actually killed. But I can remember when this was all happening, there were a lot of people saying, okay, why did you go over there? You knew it was risky. Everybody knows it was risky. The Japanese government said it was risky. Maybe he was killed. Maybe he was killed. But the point is, there were people saying they should pay a ransom for him and get him out. And then other people were saying, look, you made your own bed. You're not taking my tax dollars to pay his ransom. Okay? So, kind of like, you put yourself in that situation. So you can use that. How can you use that? Well, anytime you want to remind somebody that they put themselves into that situation. It's not really, it wouldn't really be fair to use it. You have to consider if they really did make their own bed, if they really did put themselves into that situation, not like their house burnt down by lightning striking. Okay, they didn't make their own bed, right? It was just some weird thing. But like, for example, this happened to me one time. I quit a job to go to another job. I had been working for this one company for 4 years. Everything was basically pretty cool, but it was miserable. It was just year after year of the same thing. And so I quit there because I went to another place that paid more money. And then I only worked there for about a month and they fired me for making just one little mistake, right? And so in a sense, I would have a hard time if I had gone back to my old company and said, listen, I've been fired, I don't have money. They'd say, hey, listen, you made your own bed, right? The happy ending was that I was able to get like unemployment insurance money, right? There's a kind of a committee that decides whether you were fired unfairly or not, and they just ruled that I was fired unfairly. And so I was able to collect the insurance, and then at that time, then I started going to college full time, and the rest is history, right? So it turned out okay. And which brings me to another idiom I should probably talk about, and that is fail up. Fail up. So there's this thing where they talk about famous people, and when they failed, they somehow managed to fail up, which means maybe I'll make another video about it. But failing up means someone failed, but somehow it worked to their advantage, right? So there's a lot of famous people, like let's say Elon Musk or whatever, that managed to somehow fail up, right? I'll do another video about it. And but anyway, to make your own bed, right? Anybody that ever, so your wife divorces you, right? And then she's having a hard time making it, right? You can say, okay, you made your own bed, right? Or just whatever. Your business partner like tries to scam you, and then he goes off and steals your business idea, and then he goes and just like his company fails. Then he comes back and asks you for somehow kind of help, whining about it. You can say, listen, you made your own bed, right? So could be. And you could say this to your friends too, if you want to give them some kind of tough love. Hey, listen, you made your own bed. Or you could say that to if you're a teacher. So Norbert's a teacher out there, right? You would probably put it a little bit more gently, right? You would say something like, well, I'm sorry that you're going to get a failing grade, and I don't enjoy giving failing grades. I want you to succeed. I don't want you to fail. But, in a sense, you You made your own bed, right? Another way to say it is you dug your own grave. You dug your own grave. That's another way to say it. But yeah, my mind has just got so many idioms. All right, so you made your own bed, which means you are the one that caused yourself to get a failing grade, right? So you could put it like that. But I would say it like this. I would say, I hate to say it, but in a sense, you made your own bed, right? So, but of course, my students are studying English, so they would probably go, huh? Right. But anyway, anyway. So I will talk to you on the next idiom.